this is Signa and welcome to this channel. If you're new here, this is all about everything about eyelash extensions and lash technicians life. So if you're a lash technician, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps me out. Today, we're going to talk about the one thing that everyone wants to know, which is how to be faster. If you've ever had clients who are fidgeting or asking you like, are we done yet? How long more? I need to go to the bathroom. I need to call someone or anything like that. You're really gonna enjoy this tip, so make sure you watch till the end because there is a lot of them. I've actually written down 9, but there's actually more tips. So if you do like this video, definitely make sure you like this so I know. Right, so let's get into it. The first tip is going to sound maybe a little bit too obvious, but it's so forgotten about, and it's actually to prepare for before your client comes in. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you have to be so prepared that when your client comes in, you are immediately almost starting the application. So you have your gel pads cut out if you cut them, your tape cut, your lashes are placed on that plate, your tweezers are sterilized and like cleaned and everything, the bed is ready, everything's absolutely ready so that the client just comes in, lays down, and you immediately start placing the iPads and doing your thing. So you don't spend any time looking for things in your shelves, wasting time. Honestly, you would think that it just takes a couple of seconds, but I promise you, if you have a lot of clients like we do, or we did before 2020, and you're working from appointment to appointment, those things take time. So if you're prepared before the client sits down, you literally save like 2, 3, or even 5 minutes, depending on how disorganized you are. So make sure you're organized, make sure you're prepared. Tip number 2, choose the right glue. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you are sitting there, you're placing the extension and you're counting and it's already like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and you're getting kind of annoyed before you can move your hand away with your tweezer, your glue is too slow for you. However, if you're placing the extension and you're really trying to aim at it, you're separating long, it moves right to the left and you feel like there's not enough time, then you need a slower glue. So make sure you use the right glue. If you feel like your glue is too slow for you, get a faster glue. It saves you tons of time, but make sure you're not getting too fast glue for your own skill set. Number 3, be slow and be fast. That sounds really weird, but it's so important. So be slow with the things that matter. If you are placing the lash too fast and it just moves and it gets stuck to the other extensions, or you're placing it wrong and it doesn't dry fast enough before you move forward, you're going to actually waste time because you have to come back and put another extension on it. So it's actually better to be slow when you're placing, waiting for the glue to dry before you move on to the next lash. And be fast with things that don't matter as much. So for example, when you're taking the extension from the pad, make sure your hand moves really fast. Or when you're taking the glue, make sure you're shaking it faster. Make sure you're fast with things that don't matter and you're slow with things that do matter, so you don't have to overdo your work. This tip alone can save you a lot of time. Number 4, have good position for yourself. So when you're sitting, it doesn't matter if you have a massage table or you are working from a recliner chair. For example, we work from a recliner chair. Make sure you're positioning yourself with straight back and close to the head, or whatever whatever position is more comfortable for you, so you can have your hands very moving very little but very fast, so you're not like making very big circles with your hand, because it does take time to move with your hands. And if you have to constantly go back and forth with your back, that also takes time, plus it's not really good for your back. So make sure your position is really good. Doesn't matter what chair or table you use. It's really important, not only to save time but also to save your back. Number 6 is brush through your lashes. Okay, so this sounds really weird, and I don't mean natural lashes, like that's not the right thing. I mean the extensions that are on the strip. So it doesn't matter if you're doing individual lashes or you're doing the volume lashes. If you just brush through with your tweezers on the strip, it's going to separate the extensions better. So when you are grabbing them, you're grabbing the right amount of extensions immediately rather than them having to stick together. So I always recommend to just go through the strip with your tweezers and just kind of like brushing them, not with an actual mascara one, but just with the tweezer, just to try to separate it. It really saves you time when you're grabbing the extensions, and it doesn't matter if it's classic or volume lash. Number 7, and that's for those who are absolutely OCD about their lash work, which I was as well. Don't waste your time brushing the extensions constantly, on the natural lash. This is literally so much wasted time, and it doesn't really show you anything. If you're using a correct map, if you're drawing it on the iPad, then you don't really need to check constantly if your lashes are straight there. Honestly, you can just brush at the end before you finish, making sure that everything's okay and nothing's stuck there, but you don't need to brush the extensions every 2 minutes to admire your work. Honestly, this takes so much time, and I've seen this too many times. So don't waste your time admiring your work when you are brushing them all the time. I know this may be a little bit hard to hear for our artist souls. And finally, this may be a little bit hard one for some of us, like me. Let the client talk, not you. And I know there's a lot of people thinking that if clients talk too much, it's really hard and it actually slows you down. But really, it's just about practice. I like my clients talking because then I can focus. It makes a good customer service, and it brings my skill set higher because I can do a good job. Doesn't matter what the conditions are. So, but if you're a little bit chatty or you really want to engage with the conversation, you can actually waste a lot of time talking with the client. So you have to be very careful with being polite, yet not talking too much, because the less you talk, the more you can focus on lashes. So I always ask clients questions, and I let them tell their stories about how their week went, how their month went, how it's at work, how's it at home. And I just ask them questions, and usually they tend to talk a lot, and once they don't want to talk, they just get quiet and just sleep. So, let the clients talk more than you do, but be polite about it. So these are all my tips, and there's more tips that would make your work faster. So if you do like those tips, make sure you comment below. Let me know that you want to hear more, and I'll make another video about it. Make sure you like this video and make sure you subscribe. So I will see you hopefully in the next one.